Hello, everyone. We're here with Blake from Klanos, and I'm super excited for this interview. I've been looking forward to it for like as soon as we started scheduling it, so I've been like incredibly excited. I have so many questions for Blake, and I can't wait to dive deeper into everything that Klanos has been doing. But first, I want to say hi to Blake. And you said you worked in the streaming world. What did you do? Like, what was?
Yeah, it's a part of my journey, my background. I have a long multi-industry path background,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess I think you were about to say where let me know about yourself, so I'll just jump into where
Yeah.
that happened. I started out in entertainment industry on the agency side of things.
Mm-hmm.
I live in LA,
Mm-hmm.
and I was working for a couple different post production entertainment marketing companies that basically we did. I was a writer producer, and I wrote and produced trailers for movies and TV shows and new seasons coming out of for every single major network and studio: FX, ABC, MTV,
That is so
Sci-Fi,
cool.
like literally every single channels out there. In fact, that's where I get my Twitter handle is actually my gamer tag, because I'm a gamer,
Okay.
which is Smoke Monster,
Yeah.
from the show Lost. That I will date myself, was one of the first shows that I worked on,
Wow. You worked
for
on
my
Lost.
yeah.
That is
So
so
I have a
crazy.
love for it. But yeah, that's where I got started in entertainment marketing and really understanding content that supports media and marketing on that front.
Uh huh.
Um, Mind you, this was before Netflix had streaming. Netflix was still doing DVD sales, so there was no streaming platforms at the time.
Yeah.
But that world did start creeping into our space,
Mhm.
and the rise of YouTube happened at the same time as well, and also social media. So Instagram had just launched. I was definitely one of the. I think I had the Blake handle on Instagram, and then I was like, this platform's not going anywhere. I'm going to change it to something else at some point, which was dumb because I probably could have sold that for a while or for a lot. But no, then I went into AAA gaming. I went to Ubisoft,
Wow.
and I was on the brand marketing team at Ubisoft, and I launched Watch Dogs 1, which was a new IP for the company who had, previously always been, and still to this day, been known for Assassin's Creed. But Watch Dogs
Mhm.
was a new IP that they launched, and it was awesome. We broke day one sales for the studio, and
Mhm.
which was really surprising and pretty cool for a new IP. I worked on a Far Cry game. And then I did work on Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which was the London one. So I was there for a few years in AAA gaming.
Uh huh.
Then I went to, I was in SF, so then I went to the startup scene. So I worked in e-com, and I worked at a startup called Drop, previously known as Mass Drop.
Mhm.
And this was basically an e-com startup that was um, Reddit for shopping, or Reddit for physical product development. So we had enthusiast communities around mechanical keyboards and audiophile and men's fashion and ultralight backpacking and vinyl toys. Um, and the community would just kind of like tell us what they wanted us to bring to the platform and have
Mhm.
forums and create around it. And then we eventually started making toys. Then I went back into independent gaming. That's where I worked into streaming. I worked for a company called Captain TV, Stream Captain, who did a game called Stream Raiders on Twitch. And the whole premise was basically we made a game for Twitch streamers to play with their audience while they were playing other games.
Mhm.
And so that's where my streaming knowledge and background, because we were basically creating a product not for gamers to play, but for streamers to play. And then I ended up in this Web3 NFT ecosystem, with all that behind me. So
Wow.
it's been a long journey, but
Wow.
I've touched a bit of everything.
Wow, that's so awesome. And this is why I love like Web3 because you can meet so many cool different people that have been in like different industries. And it's like I love pop culture and I love media. And so it's like I love gaming and I love watching TV shows and like all these things that you talked about, like I'm familiar with them. So it's like every time I meet somebody that has worked on something that I've really like enjoyed, it's like, "What? That is so cool."
It's fun. It's definitely makes it. Some of the bigger companies, I will say, are much. There's pros and cons, right? They're
Yeah.
like working for a big company like Ubisoft and for these networks is great and it's awesome. I share the same thing, but it's also equally as rewarding just to start your own thing and
Right.
be, wear many hats and work with a small scrappy team. And so I really do love that part of it more. So I
Mhm.
don't know if I'd ever go back to the big guys, but I don't know. I'm a Klano guy for life. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
here,
That
this
is
is it.
so
This is the
cool.
end of the road.
That is so cool. And you guys have been doing amazing and I that's what I wanted to say is like I kind of told you how I felt about Klanos right before we started the stream, but like in my opinion Klanos is like and I think everybody at this point in the space agrees that Klanos is one of the projects that is leading the way to actually reaching web 2 audiences in like a very like in just like the best way possible. I don't know how else to say it because you guys have been doing such an awesome job and the content that you create is really high quality. I was telling you about how I let my daughter watch the 3 episodes right before like we started streaming today and she was just so excited and she's like very little. So it's not like she understands a lot, but it's like
Hmm.
she was just like I don't know, it was something that she was excited about because there's like a lot of colors. It's really cute. Um, and for me, I feel very comfortable with showing it to her because it's just like I don't know, it's just like appropriate content, and it's like there's a
Hmm.
lot of like stuff out there for kids that it's like I wouldn't show my kid, right? It's for
Yeah.
kids, but I wouldn't show it to them because
Right.
a lot of it is like over like stimulating and it's like not like some things are like maybe not that great about them. But when I watched the first episode of Klanos by myself and I was like, wow, this is so great, and I caught myself laughing at it, and because the jokes are funny, the characters are
Yeah.
cute, and so I think that you guys did an awesome job, and that's why I've been like so excited to talk to you because you guys really did something, like you created something special, and even now like people are going to be able to watch it on Amazon Prime, like that's
Yep.
basically in everybody's house. It's like that's just it's like so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're super happy about it, and you nailed it. The team that is behind the art, the team that is behind the animations.
Mhm.
Obviously, we've said this a million times. They've worked in the industry. They've worked on
Mhm.
Minions. They've worked on Spider-Man. They've worked on at DreamWorks at Disney. So they know what it takes. I'm from the industry. The team is from the industry. And I think that's what really sets us apart. Is that all of this is familiar territory to
Mhm.
us. We're not, trying to do this for the first time ever. We've
Mhm.
done it for other people, and now we're doing it for ourselves. So when you see Klanosaurs on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, it is supposed to make sense to your grandma, your mom, your kid, your whatever. It's cute, quirky characters just having fun and on an adventure, and that's what we're building. Exactly, it's a multi-generational brand. And it just so happens that we came from digital
Yeah.
collectibles and NFTs and things like that. And I think that's super important because it's a part of our DNA. But why we are successful outside of that is because we have the trust not only for the fans that we're bringing in to
Mhm.
the from those platforms, like you said, like the moms who are like, oh, I know what this is. I will show it to my kid. I've got no problem with it. That's trust building that we're doing in how we're bringing on new users to the brand. But there's also trust building, a layer of trust building that we have to do behind the scenes to the animation industry as a whole as well. And that is talking to independent animators and creators who have all worked for Disney and have done the same thing. And whether or not they've been laid off because of the state of the industry, or they're just sick and tired of an overseer micromanaging their work. They all are great talents, and they're sitting on great ideas, and they all have this dream of wanting to do it for themselves, and that's all we did, is we're just proving that it can be done. And so when we go to the conferences and we talk to the animators and the people who want to follow in our footsteps, they're blown away that we've had this much success. They're blown away that we started out as an NFT company, because there's just so much bad media, so much bad press around it. But if you look at the product, and they can't deny this is high quality, great storytelling, great characters, that it's the proof is in the quality of the work. And I think that that's something that we're able to do that not a lot of other people in the space can do. I'm not everybody, but it's just one of our superpowers. We have that experience, and so it's much easier for us to tell that story because it's true.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you because I don't even remember, like, as I told you, I haven't been like somebody who has used Solana. I'm
Mm-hmm.
mostly like an ETH maxi, right?
Yep, I
So,
was too before Kalenosaurs. By the way, I had
yeah.
only even NFTs.
So, can is it okay to ask, like, why did the Kleno team decide to launch on Solana, and like why and when did you guys even launch? I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It was November 2022,
Okay.
right after the FTX
Ah.
crash, which was a hard time. And again, I
Mm.
wasn't on the team at that time. I had been
Mhm.
following Clanosaurs because I joined NFTs, I think, for a lot of the same reasons most people are here,
Mhm.
at least the good intentioned ones, and that
Yeah.
was. I believed in IP. I believe in growth of IP
Yeah.
via using different technology like digital collectibles and digital ownership. And I believe in art, on-chain
Right.
art, and things like that. And those two things kind of got me was what got me interested in the space. But when the team was doing it, why they chose to chain, from what I've been told and what the
Mhm.
story is, again, I wasn't there, is that one of it was the technology, of course. And I
Mhm.
think uh, if you look at even our latest drop, which
Mhm.
is the packs, which
Mhm.
we'll talk about later, minting of the packs, and that experience that we built, that's built on Solana, of like a WebGL experience of opening a pack, and when that pack opens, then it's minted,
Mhm.
and then it, like, you can flip it over, and it's a very seamless transition. Like when we were building this platform out, I don't know if it's spoiler or alpha or behind the scenes, but we were like, God, should we do this on ETH? And honestly, the tech team was just like, the amount of gas fees, the amount of, like, we can't do these types of animations tied to each thing.
Yeah.
Like it was a massive headache to be able to do something. So there is something to be said about the fluidity of the tech as a user experience for Solana.
Mhm.
And honestly, we did it with Sui as well when we launched the Popkins. It
True.
was the
True.
same thing. So that was a big part of it. And I think also the team, well, it's 3D walk cycles too. So again, that is just like the demand for that, of like the amount of frames that we use for the walk
Mhm.
cycles is massive. But I also think that the team was just looking for, art was big, as you mentioned. Art was really big on Solana at the time, so I think the audience was
Mhm.
important for them when they launched, and just creating a really great um, collection that put quality over everything else, and they felt like that was the right chain for them to do it. And
Yeah.
right now we are, I would say, we're more chain agnostic. We're not anti anything. We launched on Sui.
Yeah.
We launched our blind boxes with the Dilly platform, which is on Abstract. And then, Solana is still our home and always will be the home for our OG collectibles, and that will never change. So
Right. That's really great. That's really great because as I was telling you, like I didn't know there was just such a big art community on Solana, and there's people who just have like a bad like taste in their mouths because like all the other things that have been launched on Solana, but it's actually like full of so many amazing artists and so much
Yep.
incredible art. I could not believe it. And so since I joined Solana and I found like all this art, I've been kind of like trying to tell people that they need to stop like judging it so much and just go and like find these amazing artists and all this amazing art that's on there. And
Yeah.
just kind of like, forget the bad taste in your mouth, okay? Forget about the bad things that have happened. There's a lot of great people on Solana. And I mean, and
For
of
sure.
course, Klanos are on there. And I don't, and it makes sense that, that chain was chosen because, like, yeah, stuff to do stuff like that on ETH is pretty expensive. And it was even more expensive before. Now it's gotten a little bit more
Exactly.
affordable, but it used to
Yeah.
be like really expensive.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
It's like
We were
crazy
dropping
stuff.
like popkins on gas. We were dropping
Yeah.
popkin prices on gas at one point.
And yeah, and the popkins are also super cute.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted, okay, so my next question would be, since you guys like wait, since you guys started like the NFT, since the beginning, was the end goal always what you are doing right now, and like it was it always to create like an animated series and to create that type of content? Like, was that the thought like way back then, and you just kind of have been working towards it this whole time,
Yep.
or have you had to, and you guys, because like a lot of projects, and I'm asking this because a lot of projects started as something and then they've had to like kind of adjust things and
Yeah.
kind of find their way and figure out what they're going to do.
Sure, for sure. Yeah, there has been pivots in the industry as well. Yeah. No, we have this has always been our vision for
Mm.
sure. How we got here may have changed in here and there, but
Mm-hmm.
we've been laser focused on the grand vision, and that is
Yeah.
building a franchise, building an
Right.
entertainment franchise that touches all different types of media. It's called in the industry a 360-degree brand. So animation is a part of that. Gaming is a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
We've already developed a game with Gameloft that's completely finished. And just to touch on that quick, the only reason why we haven't launched it is because I don't believe, having been in gaming, I know what it takes to really acquire new users and
Mm-hmm.
retain new users. And that can be extremely expensive if you're just doing this out of nowhere without a lot of support.
Mm-hmm.
And so we think that when we will launch the game when it's closer to the launch of the television show, because that series is built for a younger audience,
Mm-hmm.
and the game is built for a younger audience as well. And what the ideal scenario would be is to tie those two launches together so that the players of the game who are enjoying it and having fun can then convert to the series, and the series who are enjoying the series and want to experience the brand in another way or another touch point can then go play the game. And so we're merging the two experiences together because that's how kids interact today. And so when you ask, was the animation show always a part of our vision? It is, but the way we think about it is how kids and how younger audiences really engage with media. And it's not just a show, and it's not just a game, and it's not just toys, and it's not
Yeah.
just collectibles. It's all of the above, because they have different parts of their lives or their daily life
Mm-hmm.
where they have screen time for a show, and then they've got game time to play games. And you,
Mm-hmm.
as a mom, with a young person, will find this out very soon.
Yeah.
Probably not there yet, but even for me to be able to take this call, I let my kid, my 6-year-old, he was allowed to watch an hour this morning, and then I knew I had this interview, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna put you on your hour of screen time to game screen time, and here he is over in the corner, just on the
He just
Switch, just like
entertained.
and chilling. Because I'm solo dad duding today, but like
Right.
again, that's the whole idea, is that we want to be everywhere so that when a kid has a moment, he can interact with the Kleinosaurus brand in any
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important for starting a new franchise, because so many people have tried new IPs just gaming, new
Right.
IPs just show, and we if we launch with all of them, then we're
Mhm.
at a much better we have a much better chance at doing this, or being successful, than to do it one at a time. And so
Yeah.
for now, it's all about discoverability, brand awareness. That's what the social shorts are for. We're building our audience, building our trust in Web3 via that platform. Obviously, we have physical collectibles that are out, and we're building awareness, and we're building audiences from that point of view too. And then when the show and the game come out, then we just have, we already have a baked in audience, but also we'll be ready to spread the audience around for the new people coming in.
Wow. Yeah. And that's like so great to hear. And I didn't know there was a game coming. That's like so
Yeah.
exciting for me. I love games. So it's like I'm
Yes.
looking forward to like the TV series and I'm looking forward to the game. That's going to be so great. And then I as a mom, like you said, I can look forward to sharing it with my daughter. And I think it's cool because that could be something that she like basically grows up with, right? And so
Right.
how cool is that? I don't know, if I was you and like somebody and I was creating something like this and it's like there was like young parents with kids, like, and then you creating something that these parents can share with their kids and that becomes part of somebody's childhood, like
Hmm.
that is like so special, like I don't
Yeah.
know. And it's like it's just I don't know, it's just so great. And I think that you guys are like really well like positioning yourselves for it. Like you said, you guys, and there's like you guys have plushies, you guys already have experience with that, and then there's toys, there's social media content. What I wanted to ask you, because this is something very interesting for me, is like how do the people who follow you on like Instagram, who follow Klainos on Instagram, and are following like the social media content, or maybe like are watching the episodes on YouTube, what is their what is their reaction when they find out about the fact that it is based on NFTs?
It's a great question. I'll be honest. I don't know how many of the Instagram and TikTok audiences actually know that. It's not
Mm.
something that we push everywhere. It is on our
Mhm.
website.
Mhm.
We definitely don't hide behind it.
Right.
And but we know the content we build is built specifically for each platform. And
Right.
I think honestly that is a lot of the mistakes some Web3 projects make, is that
Mhm.
they think that they should be using um, every channel to make every announcement, and it's simply
Mm.
not the case. When we started the social media account, and we actually were really ramping up with it, I hired somebody with a Web2 social media background. I didn't hire somebody that knows anything about NFTs or anything, because that's honestly, it's not the goal or the purpose of
Right.
that. Sometimes those two worlds gel. But what we have to do, and what I do as a marketing leader, is basically say, okay, this is best suited for Twitter and
Right.
for Discord and I mean, honestly, Discord's our community; they get everything.
Yeah.
They have all the alpha, but public facing channels. This is great for Twitter and for X, but for certain announcements like this, it's not going to make any sense to them. And
Right.
so there's no reason for us to use that channel to spread announcements that they might not understand.
Right.
Um, that said, when we do go to animation festivals,
Mhm.
and Nick, our founder, is doing keynote presentations and speaking to indie animators
Mhm.
and network executives and stuff like that. The digital collectible side, the NFT side of our business is right in your face. And we
Mm.
tell them this is how we did it, this is how we got there, because to them, it's fascinating that they've seen all the negative press around it.
Mhm.
And it's shocking to them that we've been able to have this success in a world that they have just heard only the
Bad
negatives
things
of.
about, yeah.
And honestly, it's the same with gaming too. Being in gaming for so long and understanding Web3 gaming and watching that kind of
Mhm.
rise and then kind of get stagnant for a bit. The bullet point, or the reason to believe in Web3 gaming, I think what almost every single Web3 gaming or NFT based gaming company, the mistake that they made was using the fact that the collectibles are NFTs as a
Mhm.
selling point
Mhm.
rather than a feature. It's not the
Mhm.
main feature. It's a nice to have feature. It's, hey, come play this game. This is super fun. You're going to enjoy it with your friends. You're going to like whatever. Gameplay first and foremost, experience first and foremost. And here, icing on the cake is these are digital assets that you own, and
Right.
and that's what it should have been the whole time. Um, and yeah, and so I think entertainment is very similar to that too, and that's only for right now.
Yeah.
There's going to be a point in time where it is going to be acceptable. Again, my 6-year-old, he understands gaming, he understands digital collectibles, he understands that Popkins are only on the computer and that these cards are only in the computer.
Mhm.
Doesn't care, doesn't matter. This is the world that he is going to grow up in,
Yeah.
and we will get there. For now, it's just building good product, building good experiences, building good story, building good narrative to get people to fall in love with your brand and your characters. And
Mhm.
anything else on top of that is just a feature that is additional, an additional good thing for your experience. I mean, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, right? It
Mhm.
will someday, but yeah.
And it's just very interesting to me because I'm super interested in marketing, and I've
Mm-hmm.
been like observing how different projects and like different crypto native products do their marketing. And there is like a very certain projects. I feel like a lot of them. I feel like you guys are one of the few that understand that like the different social media apps are like for different content, and there is a different audience, and this specific content, when you post it certain places, it has to be catered to that specific audience, and you have to understand that. And I feel like that is a reason why a lot of things in crypto fail, because people do not understand how to market properly. And then when you talk about proper marketing, it's kind of like met with almost like, I don't know, like disdain, or like just like, oh, you, oh, what, no. And it's just, I don't know, and it's just like, it's very, I was glad to hear that you went and hired somebody who was just like straight web 2 marketing, like just understood what they're doing. Because like that's the most like important, that's, I think that's one of the most important aspects of like growing a business, is having like
Yeah.
proper marketing. Because you can build a great product, but if nobody knows about it and you don't know how to let people know about it properly, then how are you expecting to grow?
Yeah, and I'll be honest, just to continue this marketing conversation. I'll admit I am very fortunate to be in the
Mhm.
position that I'm in because Cleanosaur's the product is great. I've
Mhm.
worked on great products, I've worked on good products, and I've worked on bad products in my career over my career,
Mhm.
um, and um, and it certainly does help
Mhm.
having a good product in terms of how you marketing. But also the reality of marketing is that it is a landscape that changes so frequently. I mean, we talk
Mhm.
about how frequently Web3 changes and like
Mhm.
the timelines are so short. Marketing strategies changes so frequently that um, what will work one day will not work the next, and what worked
Mhm.
5 years ago does not work now. And I think honestly that is a lot of the reasons, not just that like certain people in the Web3 space are struggling because they started out with this hype marketing cycles and things like that, and like
Mhm.
that's not no working anymore, and they weren't doing any types of traditional or organic awareness. That is a huge part of it. Organic is giant. Don't pay for ads, they're not real users. You're not going to really, I mean, you're not really going to get the type of audience you want if you pay for it,
Mhm.
is a massive lesson. It's a short-term band-aid for a longer-term solution,
Right.
and it might look bullish, but it's not really what's going to sustain the company in the long run. That was a bit of a tangent, but I guess what I'm saying
I
is
loved
that
it.
that's why it's important to bring in experts. Like, listen,
Right.
I'm over 40. I've been in marketing for a long time. I do not know the intricacies of TikTok of even Instagram at this point. I mean I do, but like I'm not an expert. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
20-year-old something expert, grew up with social media, knows the platform, on it every day, seeing what the new features roll out. And if you're not that, then you're not going to really understand how to use the platforms. And
Right.
so it is important for leaders in the marketing space to trust the people who understand the platforms. And YouTube's the same way too.
Right.
Everybody asks, why don't you have more views on YouTube on these animated shorts? Well, the reality is views and growth of YouTube is not my goal right now. It's not an
Mm-hmm.
objective for this series. That's on Amazon, great, but those views don't carry on to YouTube.
Right.
When we have a longer form content, when we have more content to work from or work off of, then we'll build out the YouTube content strategy, completely separate. Of course, we're
Mm-hmm.
just putting our shorts on it. Great, we're maintaining da 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 da. But it doesn't make sense to launch a series on YouTube if you're not going to be able or in a position to support it ongoing with
Mm-hmm.
more content and more content and more content and more content.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're putting it up there, and what is it going to do if you just stop making content? It's going to stop. It's going to stop. It's no different than a game or a live ops game. It's
Right.
it's it's understanding the platform, it's understanding the audiences, and making sure that you are ready as a marketer to have the tools necessary for you to really grow and really retain audiences. And otherwise, like hold, just
Mm-hmm.
hold off until you're ready. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are certain things that you can do first without warning, but like if you have a real like strategy behind it, then you've got to be equipped with the tools that are going to make you successful. Don't set yourself up for failure is basically what
Right.
I'm saying.
Yeah. And that was so good. That was so good. I love, I don't want to just sit here and talk about marketing, but I could.
Yeah, you have me.
Right? This is so perfect. And it's like I love it. I love it. And it's like and yeah, it's like it's just like I don't know. I've been spending some like recent time like really thinking about like and it's like so for example like I've never really actually done marketing, but I've always just been really interested in it. I love like seeing how it works. I love doing research on the algorithm, and like I love doing research on what works on YouTube for specific things and what works on TikTok for specific things. And it's like, but I kind of try to do it for myself because I'm trying to kind of grow my account on X, and I'm
Yeah,
trying
your
to make
personal
more.
brand.
Yeah, so I'm
Hmm.
trying to do it for myself. So I've been trying to figure, okay, well, what do I need to post on TikTok, and what do I need to post on X, and what do I need to post on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
and then and then it's like very discouraging when you go and you see like brands or like projects in Web3 that are trying to that have a great product, and it's really like it works, and it's like it has a lot of potential, but then it's like their marketing is just kind of like
Meh.
not really thought. Yeah, it's just not thought through. It's like and then it's like I don't know. And I've just been like harboring all this like marketing like stuff that I've been thinking about inside.
Well, I'll be honest. You're building your personal brand, and that's honestly the best thing that you could be doing right now. I've said this a million times. If I was younger and just starting out in any industry, it is foolish to not build your personal
Right.
brand. That is your resume. That's the new resume. Nobody is
Right.
going to look at, and it's across industry. It's not just this
Yeah.
industry. It's every industry. Your social online presence is your resume, and if you don't have one, then you're not going to be as looked at as somebody who does have one. And this
Right.
goes even for animators and artists and things like that. It is like, imagine us in the position that we
Mhm.
would rather hire somebody who is good at animation
Mhm.
but has been putting all their behind the scenes work done, like really building up their own personal brand, building an audience of followers who are like, wow, I really like what you're doing, I'm learning from you, I like the content that you're putting out. That's more important to us as a new hire, than an animator who's slightly better resume, but has zero online presence. Like,
Mhm.
and that just wasn't the case 5 years ago. It like it wasn't. It like nobody cared. And I
Right.
think it's important for everybody to do that now, because the missing step from big industries that like the Amazons and Netflix and Disney's and things like that, the only thing that they're doing with marketing is just announcements. Like when they
Right.
launch a new show, they announce it. Of
Right.
course, they do like synergy posts and get celebrities to like come off as organic and stunt
Mm-hmm.
driven and things like that. And sometimes that works, but it's not always a guarantee. And they're spending big dollars to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
so, that's why I keep going back to organic, slow growth, especially for new people and new, people that are just starting out in creating a project or
Yeah.
a brand or whatever that is.
But yeah, and it's like you guys, I don't know, I think that Kalenos and like you guys have did a great job of how you kind of like stacked everything like these past weeks, because it all started with the episodes and then you kind of rolled into the announcement of, I think the second thing that came was the
Equity.
equity. Yeah, the
Yep.
equity, and then you guys rolled out the cards, and then
Watch and
now you're
collect.
and
Yep.
then yeah, and then now it's like finishing with like Amazon Prime, and it's like, and I don't
Mhm.
know if it's finishing because if I don't know if you guys have something else up your sleeve.
I feel like we kept on saying for weeks, we were like, just wait till next week, just wait till next week. And I'm
Yeah.
sure people are like, yeah, sure, you already did the thing. Yeah, you already did the thing. We're doing it. But
So
no,
yeah.
yeah, it was definitely purpose built. That's why we designed the site the way it is. The watch.claimswords.com site
Mm-hmm.
it's a timeline, it's a journey. We wanted to make sure that all of this didn't feel like it came out of left field.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we've been working on the micro episodes for so long, and we wanted to release them in a way that made sense. You're right, it all like kind of adds to the narrative of, okay, now these characters have a voice, now they
Mm-hmm.
have story, now now I have a visual of what the animated series is going to look like. It's not ready
Mm-hmm.
yet, but at least I know the vision of the company. And this is for our holders, this is for the space, this was for licensing partners who have been saying, we love what you're doing on social media, but like, who are these characters? What can we make a toy out of them? Will they sell? Now they have 4 characters to build around, and they all have personalities and unique personalities, so it's for them as well. The Klano equity piece is something that we've been working on for a year, and we really just like tried to get it to happen before
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff, because we want to reward the people who have supported us along the way. Obviously, we're going to be bringing in new people into the ecosystem, but everything that we've done up until this point, we could not have done with our community, with
Mm-hmm.
our holders, the people who believed in the vision. And we really do think that it's a new type of business model
Mm-hmm.
where, um, I used this in another spaces the other day, is like, Klanosaurus doesn't have, we don't have janitors, we don't have admins, we don't have, we don't even have really entry level employees at
Mm-hmm.
this state. We don't have we have very few employees. And in a traditional company, you would reward every new hire with options of equity options in the company. But it's really our community that has supported us to get us to this point.
Yeah.
And we felt it'd be only fair and natural to give back to the people who have been supporting us along the way. And it was a surprise, the lawyer said we were insane. They said, this has never been done. This is crazy. You are giving away 15% of your company. That's the dumbest thing we've ever heard. But that's what it means, like, to be a pioneer and to trailblaze,
Right.
is listen to those things, really listen to them, yes,
Mm-hmm.
and weighs the pros and cons. And we just felt like the pros outweighed the cons with that announcement. And then watch and collect, like you said, watch and collect is our vision. That's our vision for how we think people are going to engage with our content. I mean, honestly, I think it could revolutionize animation and shows in the future. We just think we can be the first ones, and that's rewarding fans for watching the show. It's as simple as that. If you watched season 1 of Pokemon back in the 90s and you got a card pack for doing that, like, heck yeah, who wouldn't want that, right? And so that's an experience that we're building with Watching the Collect. So we wanted to show that off. Yeah, there we go. Quick timeline, by the way, that you can see how we rolled everything out. in the top right corner. So yeah, we did one episode a week, and then we ended on the watch and collect. We did equity in between that. There's a watch and collect video, and then we were like, okay, well, what does watch and collect really mean from a prototype level? And that's the whole idea of the Pioneer Pack, the cards, is that these are story moments. These are collectibles tied to the adventure that you just watched. I posted on my account. Nick's been showing it around a bit too, but when I opened the cards with my son, I posted a video of us. I recorded us
Mm-hmm.
doing that. And when we were opening, he was like, "Oh my gosh, that's Bex from," and that's when she becomes the Jester Thief
Right.
in the episode 1, and like, he calls that back and recounts it, and like that card now means more to him than it does if we would have just done cool Klano art, right? Cool
Right.
Klano art is cool, but Klano art tied to series is like really cool. And so that's the whole idea and the vision behind this. There's more. Hebrew token. I could go on. Like, that was also important for us to start to introduce the economic layer behind our platform, studio platform Hebrew, which we'll talk way more about next month. But yeah, are you gonna rip a pack?
Yeah, I wanted to rip a pack, but I don't know if the music is too loud. I don't know if
You
is it
can
working?
mute your. If you right click the tab, if you right click your tab, you can mute a site. That's what I usually do. Oh, or there's a volume down the right hand corner too.
Okay, there you go. Okay, there you go. Cause like the
There
music
you
was
go.
like distracting me. I can't think when it's like too
Sure.
much. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to have you here where we talk about the card packs, and thank you guys. You guys sent me one pack, and then I bought another one because I always try to kind of match it. If somebody's sending me something, I wanna, cause
Awesome.
I wanna support you. I probably might even buy more. I don't know. We'll see. But I wanted to have at least like one or two to open during the stream because
Yeah.
it's like such a cool experience. And oh, Bex, okay, so how cute
Jester
is
Thief.
this?
That's the card I just referenced.
Okay, that's so cool.
And look, so you also get 100 Hebrew token in the top right. You can
Oh,
see.
okay.
So
Yes.
the Hebrew token isn't live yet. This is like pre-sale is what we're calling it. Where it's just another reward mechanism that we're doing with this before we launch that.
Tricks. I love them. Like it's like I love them and and also I love like testing out like stuff like this because it depends on how easy it is for me to do it or not, right? Because
Right.
it's like if stuff is like hard for me to do because I'm not like a super techie person or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like I love experiences like this where I can just basically just sign something in my wallet and then I can go like buy it, I can open it, I can enjoy it, and it is not stressing me out.
I know. I've been there. I think my first NFT was on Polygon, and I had to like bridge to Polygon, and it took me like hours to figure out.
I'm so happy with these. These are so cute.
Yeah, they're really cute.
Absolutely love the art. And it's like I'm such like I am a very much like a collector. I joined the space because I love art. I was excited about
Mhm.
collecting digital art. So stuff like this just makes me happy. And sometimes I get like almost people are like they doubt me for it. They're like,
Mhm.
"Well, no, you're just here because you want to make money like everybody else." I if you know how much money I've lost in this space, you wouldn't be telling me that. And it's like and it never mattered, and it's like to me
Yeah.
experiences like that, I'm like literally a consumer, and then and that's what I keep telling people. It's like I am just a consumer that is here to have fun. I love fun experiences, I love products, I just want to enjoy the things that these people are building. I want to just consume it, I want to have like I'm excited about the show that you're making because
Hmm.
it's something fun, and like it's like content that I can consume, and it's like it's also even more special because I get to talk to the people who make it. Like, right? And that's like, I don't
Yeah.
know, that just elevates it, like, above anything else. You get to be part of the journey of this, like,
Exactly.
company making something so cool. You know,
Yep.
and you were there when it started. You were there when it was just beginning, and I think that's worth so much. Um,
That's
and
why
it's
we
just
started Hebrew. That
right.
you're literally giving the entire thesis around our studio company, because Klanosaurus is our proof model, and we're gonna do this again with other artists and indie creators outside
Yeah.
of Web3, who, again, like you said, reward fans for their journey, reward them for their participation, recognize that they were here early. I always tell people, I told when I've been married for 10 years. I've
Uh-huh.
met my wife when I was 27. And when we were first dating, it was I told her and her friend, Taylor Swift is going to be the biggest pop star on the planet. And she was only had one country album at the time. And they
Yeah.
laughed at me and they said, there's no way that is happening. And if I could have been rewarded for
Right.
for calling that shot, then God, I'd be on a yacht, working
Right.
on Klanosaurus.
Oh
But
wow.
that's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the
Best
whole thing.
idea.
It's recognizing people who are, we call them tastemakers, right?
Hmm.
You're a tastemaker. You want to be seen as like, I saw this before anybody else saw it, right?
Right.
And I helped this journey, and I was there from the beginning, and that is a badge of honor. Um,
Right.
and when Klanosaurus is, a multi-billion-dollar company franchise, and we've got products on every single shelf, and movies and like, you can look back at this interview and you can say, I knew this was going
Right.
to happen, right?
It's
Yeah,
like
and
it's
it's
like it's like
important.
I was there and I was like, I don't know, I was part of the journey, and that is, I
Yeah,
don't know, that brings me personal joy. It's like it's
yeah.
kind of like why like there's like there's only like a few projects that I'm really into and that I like to support just because of that reason, because they're building cool things that are reaching the wide audience all over the world, and you get the chance to be part of it and to support them and to like bring something positive to the table. And that's the only thing that really like matters, and it's really fulfilling. I don't know, because sometimes I get like, I don't know, I get so down. I'm like, why am I here? And then and then I'm like, because this is fun, because I'm
Yeah.
doing it because it is fun, and it is something that I believe in, and I believe in these teams that are still here and have been building for so long, and they're creating these fun experiences. And like, I'm just here to enjoy that, and it's like I don't care really about anything else. I just want to be here to enjoy stuff, and like these cards, and it's like, it's like I just think that they're so cute, and the art is amazing. As I said, it was super easy to like open the packs, and it was, I don't know, I love like seamless experiences.
Hmm. Yep. Yep. Yeah.
And so it's
Experience
just
and
so
product
great.
is key. It's crucial.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a crucial to your brand.
Yeah, and so we kind of, so we talked about I think the community was like, your guys' community was like really hyped about the equity
Hmm.
thing. And so is it only for the people who were there before the snapshot, and like if new people come in, or can they be part of it, or is that like not how
Yeah,
that works?
it's for everybody pre-snapshot, and we did
Okay.
that on purpose. Well, we actually legally had to do a stealth snapshot, but
Yes,
yeah, I mean, it was important for us to reward the people who have helped us up until this
that makes
point, and
sense.
especially before we get too big. What I will say is that we still truly and honestly believe in our collectibles. I mean, like,
Mhm.
as a brand, the collectibles will never not be a core of our center. So those OG collectibles are relics. They are basically just equally as important today as they were before the snapshot. The
Mhm.
snapshot was an added bonus for that. And also, the other thing too is we've yet to actually snapshot for the Hebrew token allocation that we're
Okay.
going to be getting the Klanosaurus. So there's additional stuff for picking up new ones right now. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I mean, like, we see these as like original cells of, or drawings of, Mickey Mouse, right? We
Right.
think that these are, as the brand expands, as we get bigger and bigger and
Mhm.
bigger, everybody is going to look back to where we started from and see our original collectors as the first bit of collecting, because it's not just like, we're building a collectible ecosystem. Like, this is
Right.
more collectibles on the way, different price points, different audiences in mind, maybe different chains. Who knows? I don't know. Again, we want to be chain agnostic. We want to just continue to build for generations to come and
Mm-hmm.
have something there for everybody. But the originals they're the originals.
Yeah.
Mine's not for
Right.
sale. So there you
That's
go.
awesome. That's awesome. And so, okay, so for the Hebrew token, basically, it's kind of like a pre-allocation that you get from opening the packs, because then it's
Yeah,
going to be launched later
there'll
on.
be a public sale. There'll be a set. There's a set amount set aside for
Mm-hmm.
our holders of Clamosaurs and
Mm-hmm.
Popkins and Saga collection. And so this is again, it's just like a nice, fun added bonus to
Mm-hmm.
ripping the pack opens. We also need to just start talking about it too, because when we announced Tibu,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we wanted to do it. It was more like a timing thing. We wanted to
Right.
share our vision so that we could start to talk to animators, indie animators,
Mm-hmm.
and spread the message of our vision on how we are going to disrupt the entertainment industry
Right.
and bring some of these indie animators. I say indie, but honestly, we've talked to massive, massive animators who have had Netflix television series, Netflix movies.
Wow.
We have an entire Rolodex of people of all sizes who are looking and wanting to come into the Hebrew platform when it's ready. Because this, in our opinion, is the future of how entertainment is going to work. You build on social, you build with community, you reward those communities, you offer those those creators a new way to finance their model outside of the traditional entertainment
Mm-hmm.
ecosystem, and you go outside of all of these executives who have had the same job for 20 years, 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever. They're so clueless on how to launch new IP.
Right.
What it really takes to build an audience around something new, and that's why they do remakes, and that's why they do sequels. It's just an easy bet for them because they don't understand how to build new audiences or new communities around a new ID or a new property. And so when Hebrew, the platform, launches, we will be rolling it out with a slate of creators. So there will be
Mm-hmm.
new IPs that we bring onto it. New animators will bring in their properties onto the platform.
Wow.
And fans will be able to participate in that platform and earn additional Hebrew token after it's launched by doing what we do all the time:
That's so
engaging
awesome.
with content, sharing, making fan art, whatever that
Right.
is, whatever the creator and how they want. But it's merging that gap of fan and creator relationships. Creators need the fans need the creators, and partners need both to succeed. And so it is what we think is going to be the future of how entertainment builds. And Claim of Swords is a proof point. So
Okay, and so basically, you guys don't want to just launch a token. You guys are already like trying to plan kind of like an ecosystem for it where it's going to be able to be
yeah,
used and it's going to have like a purpose.
it's a utility token. Yeah,
Okay, okay,
exactly.
which is
Yep.
great. And it's like I try not to like call it like, I don't know. I didn't want to be like, is it going to have a utility? But it's like,
I
but
mean,
it's
it's an
like,
important point. There's been a lot of meme
right?
coins, meme tokens out there, brand tokens, and things like that, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I mean, we decided that it's not the right thing for us to do on a Clanosaurus level. That's why we went with the
Yeah.
equity route. That's real ownership in for our biggest supporters. And then the Hebrew token is going to have real power behind it, and that
Okay.
is super important to us.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited about it. Honestly, I am. It's really cool. But I was like, and I was like, oh, almost like, oh, should I say, like, should I ask about um but so, and yeah, I am like really excited about it. I'm like looking forward to see like more of like what you guys are going to keep like posting. And then, oh, and before we go, I really want to, I know that we're running out of time because like we yapped a lot about marketing, but
Yep.
I wanted to just, before you go, I wanted to kind of ask you, how did the thing with Amazon happen? How did you guys
Mm,
like how did that came to be, and like,
yeah.
how did it got initiated? It's just so, I'm just so curious if that's okay to ask.
Yeah, for sure. I'll leak all the alpha. Honestly, it started with a DM in Nick's LinkedIn inbox.
Wow.
and someone on the content side of things. And to be honest, we are actually trying to work in. They just love the social media content. They love the brands.
Yeah.
And they were really interested in putting the social content to the platform first. So they loved us before we even showed them the mini episodes. And so
Wow.
once we were like, okay, well, we can do social content, because I don't know if you've been following, but all
Yeah.
of the streaming platforms are now launching a vertical content um, feature, because they can't compete with Instagram and
Yeah.
TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And
Yeah.
so they're all like, oh my gosh, we need doom scrolling, we need social content, or like we need vertical content. And so I think like that's probably, there was some interest around that, like vertical
Mhm.
content. We just happen to be able to do it, and it's family friendly. It makes sense. It's evergreen. It's great. And then when we were like, well, we're also working on the episodic and the micro episodes will be done first.
Mhm.
Then they were like, well, put them on. We love it. We would love to put those on. And so
That's awesome.
they've been great partners. It's been awesome to work with them. And again, it's just the beginning of our relationship with them. So as the series gets developed and all the scripts are done and we get all that worked out, this year is a big year for I say this every year. This year is a big year for us. Next year is going to be even bigger. Show rollout, game rollout. Q1 is the plan for that stuff. So it's not that far away. We're in July.
Right?
It's like 4 or
It's
5 months or
coming.
whatever. Gosh,
Yeah.
it's happened so quick. It's all
It
happening
happened
so
fast.
quick.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean,
yeah,
and it probably feels even more escalated to you guys because you're like working so hard and there's so many things that you're like pushing out and just things are happening and so it's going to be there before you know it. And
yep,
as I said, yeah, I'm like just so excited. I'm looking for. I haven't like. It's just so like this year has been awesome for a lot of my favorite projects because it's not just it's been Pudgies, it's been Chimpers, it's been you guys, it's been
hmm,
Azuki, and
yep,
I just love to see it. I love to see it. I love to see the wider audience like coming to the things that we love and that we've been a part of for so long, but it's kind of like we've just been keeping it in this corner of like the internet for ourselves and now we can
right.
finally share it with everyone. And so this year has been so exciting. And yeah, as I said, I'm just super excited to watch like more of the content. And actually I do love your guys' content on Instagram and I do watch it. It's like I do go in there and I do scroll. um
That's great.
and I'm also like I also stream games and so that's why I'm also excited
Nice.
about the game because then when that comes out I'm going to be able to stream playing your game, which I'm
Yep.
looking forward to. So and as I wanted to say, I think I asked you most of the things, but then it's like an hour passes so fast, and then I'm so excited, and then it's like I always have like so many more questions, and it's like I can just keep talking for a long time. But I appreciate you so much. I hope that you had fun talking to me because I
I
know
did.
Andrew was kind of worried.
Why was he worried? What does he have to worry about?
Because I come off like I come off really like strongly on Twitter sometimes about certain
Oh,
things. And he was like wait a minute because I asked him like if I could have somebody from the team and he was like wait a minute. What is your content like? Because you seem very angry.
so he sent me to diffuse the angry lost. No,
But I think I'm actually pretty chill.
you're
And
very
like
chill, very lovely to talk to, very chill for sure.
so like I wanted to tell you that I appreciate you so much. It was such a blast talking to you and like opening the packs and yeah, I'm just like so excited. I'm looking forward to everything that you guys are going to be doing. I hope that in the future I'm going to get to talk to you again someday, sometime whenever you
Definitely.
have more time. Absolutely loved it. So I'm not gonna keep you anymore because I know you're also a dad and I'm also a mom, and so we gotta go pay attention to our kids. But I just
Yeah.
wanted to tell you that I appreciate you a lot. And it was
Thank
so
you
much
so
fun.
much. Thank you so much for
It
having
was
me. I really have had a
awesome.
good time. Yeah, we will do it again too. I'm down to come on anytime.
Okay, thank you so much, and like thank you guys for coming and watching. People were watching us on Twitch and on Blaze and on X, and I'm going to upload it on YouTube and probably like clip some stuff. So we're going to have content coming out. Thank you so much, and I'm going to end the stream. It's always so hard to end the stream. But yeah, bye guys.
Bye.